Now, as I'm doing this video, the Nio stock is up 0.2%, and this is something that is very rather interesting because at market open, Nio opened down 6%. So many of the Nio retail investors were panicking, or some of the Nio retail investors were panicking, saying that it means that these earnings are bad. And I was telling you that the earnings are not bad at all, because there are so many things that we got to see which show the improvement onto this Q3 earning as compared to the previous earnings that Nio has been reporting. And one of the major improvement was the gross margins, which we have discussed a lot. I won't touch that. The guidance, it is far more better than what was expected by so many of the investors, which this just simply means one thing, and that is you need to ignore the day-to-day movement. Yes, the Nio stock price started down 6%, but at a certain point, I think just within the first 2 hours after the market had opened, we saw Nio going up almost 5%, which shows you the volatility that we are seeing onto the Nio stock today. Down 6% and up almost 5% in a space of like 2 hours. This shows you the volatility that is found onto this Nio stock. But now, as I'm doing this video, it's trading where it closed trading at yesterday, and that is at $4.62, right? So yeah, man, this is what we are seeing. And lesson learned again is that investors don't panic because of the naysayers, the short sellers that might come and just show you or give you negative sentiments around the Nio stock, which as a retail investor is going to end up making you to sell your shares. And when you're selling, smart money is buying, which is what exactly we saw, in these first 2 hours of the market. Nio started down 6%. Smart money bought these shares or the Nio stock in a way that it went to almost 5%, from down 6% to up almost 5%, and what now it's where it closed trading at yesterday. This just shows you that when you sell, they buy. When retail investors panic sell, smart money buys, or big investors buy, which is something that I always tell you, that ignore the day-to-day movements, ignore some of these things that the naysayers will come on and always tell you, trying to make you panic sell your Nio shares. Do your own DD so that at least you are comfortable. I did say in previous video that make sure that you go onto the earnings, you read yourself, you give yourself time, go through the Nio entire earnings and evaluate yourself, man. But from my side and some of the investors, we think the earnings are solid, man. The future looking so bright. In the previous video we're talking about profitability coming next year, as said by the Nio CEO. Now this video, ladies and gents, I want to give you more good news. Nio officially unveiled, of course, or did say some pretty good interesting thing about their Firefly, which they said deliveries are going to begin in the first half of 2025. ET9, you will know that deliveries are starting in March. Firefly Sub-Brand deliveries are starting in the first half, and apparently the first model of Firefly will share the sub-brand name. Firefly, you'll know that it's not the official name of the second sub-brand, right? It's like Onvo, you'll know that its code name was called Alps, but then the car itself is called Onvo. And Firefly is the same. The model won't be called Firefly. The Firefly is the code. The name is yet to be revealed. And so this is one thing that transpired, or that just came out right now, and I'm giving this to you so that you know. So first half of 2025 deliveries are commencing. Nio reaffirmed and reconfirmed this to us, which, boy, it just means one thing, and that is we need to brace ourselves for what's coming in 2025, because 2025, before the first half ends, we will be seeing not only Nio selling Onvo together with Nio models only, but there will also be Firefly in the mix. And Firefly, the good thing, something that so many of the investors are not looking at, Firefly won't have the Firefly stores like what we're seeing onto Onvo. Firefly will be sold inside the Nio stores. So it means that there won't be any need for Firefly to have stores until they grow. The growth of Firefly might be quicker than the kind of growth we're seeing onto Onvo, or the kind of orders we are seeing onto Onvo. 20,000, or which therefore means the 20,000, or how long it is taking Firefly to get to 20,000, which is in 6 months. It might take a shorter time frame for a Firefly to get to that same 20,000. We might see that being achieved end of Q3. It's possible for Firefly because already this car will be deployed onto the existing Nio stores, which is something that is pretty exciting, and we look forward to that. So Firefly is positioned in the boutique compact car market and leverages existing sales channel to drive growth. This is what Nio said again today. The electric vehicle maker once again said, Firefly is to Nio a symbol of innovation and sophistication in a smaller package. This is what Firefly is to Nio. Man, I cannot wait for this. I mean, Nio said, with a decade of long expertise, premium EV market, Firefly will exceed customer expectations in terms of design, safety, space, intelligent, energy efficient, ushering in a new era, a smart EV for global compact car market. This is what again Nio said. Now, when I read this, I got to be reminded that when you talk about safety, Firefly was designed based on the Euro NCAP rating, or the European safety standards, which is something that is very interesting. And to see Nio saying that it will exceed customers' expectations, boy, it makes me wonder the kind of technology that we are going to see onto Firefly. This is what was said today, and I said it before to say the good thing is that Firefly might be using Nio's operating system SkyOS, which is the full operating system, which this will make the gross margins for Firefly, ladies and gents, to be so massive, so great, which is why the CEO of Nio has been saying even with the tariff increase, Firefly will still do very well outside of China. In fact, during the live earnings call, the Nio CEO mentioned something very big, very massive, which I've been telling you onto this channel, and that is Nio main brand models are very expensive outside of China, and part of the reason why Nio is not selling that much outside of China is because of price. Nio CEO also said this today, but he said with Onvo and Firefly, these sub-brands will unlock quite good sales, or quite number of sales to Nio outside of China, meaning that Onvo and Firefly are the sub-brands that are going to rescue the deliveries of Nio outside of China, which, boy, when I got to read this, I must say I was very excited. I wondered the kind of deliveries we are going to see from Firefly and Onvo. I mean, Onvo already, it is expected to do very well. I mean, you will know that the guidance that Nio gave us during the Q3 earnings, it indicates that on average, for the deliveries for now in November are expected to come to 26,000. Deliveries in December, 26,000. This is on average. I remember 2 days ago I was saying 25,000 is still possible for Nio to get right now in November, and some people called me by other names. I don't know if you want to say, but I was told I must stop dreaming. But right now, after Nio gave us this guidance, or this Q4 guidance of between 72 and 75,000, I think those people, I bet they are thinking or rethinking their statement, which they said to me when I said we might see 25,000 now in November. So this is good news, man. What we are hearing today is just good news. All the videos I did today were just about the earnings, because there is just so much that we got from the earnings, the report itself, and the live earning call. It's just so much, so many good news. And the good thing for those that have subscribed to this channel, I have unpacked the most important stuff, and I think I've got one video to go where I will be giving you more good news that we received onto those live earnings call. I mean, as I'm doing this, someone is just giving me notification that there are more good news that just came in, and I'll make sure that I give you all this good news. So all you need to do, or all I ask from you, my good people, is to hit that likes button if you enjoy the content that I continuously give you about Nio latest developments. I'll really appreciate a lot if you can just hit that thumbs up. Otherwise, if you have not subscribed, I'll appreciate if you can just also subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell so that at least you get notified every time I drop a new content. I do quite a number of videos per day on Nio, and yeah, I think as a new investor you need to be updated or up to date, so that sometimes when the naysayers, the short sellers, come and want to maybe deceive you to sell your shares, you remember some of these latest developments and the low trading price that we might be seeing on some days. You take them as opportunities to load the boat, and not as the day you let go of your Nio holdings. But again, what you do with your holdings, with your shares, it's up to you, man. I cannot tell you what to do, but as for me, the low trading price that I see, I take them as opportunities to load the boat, like what we saw today. When Nio started the day down 6%, I'll be open with you. I didn't have no cash, so I didn't participate into buying. I'll be open with you. But had I had money, I was going to buy, because how I read that those Q3 earnings and some of the things that were developing or coming out from the life's earnings call were really just so massive, in a way that I tell you, if I had money right now, I was just throwing it in onto Nio and relax, because I know that 2025 is coming. Q4 of 2025 is coming, and those that are persevering through all the headwinds of the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. So yeah, man, tell me what you think about this. Do your own DD. That's all from me, and God bless you all, man.